Welcome back to Dark Corner's Physical Media Reviews. This week we're looking at a new 4K release of one of the unimpeachable masterpieces of cinema. Actually, we're looking at two, the BFIs in the UK and Criterion in the US, both using the same master and with most of the same features, although the BFI doesn't include a Blu-ray. From its opening, 1954's Seven Samurai, directed by Akira Kurosawa, has a mythic quality, inspired by the westerns of John Ford. And, like all great myths, there have been multiple retellings.
Hey, turn your butt off!
But nothing touches the original. The film was recently a centrepiece of the BFI's Art of Action season, yet its first fight scene, almost 23 minutes in, takes place off-screen. While the next is blink and you'll miss it. The film concerns a group of samurai recruited by farmers to protect their village from bandits, whom we meet at the start and don't see again for more than 2 hours. Because that's the plot, not what the film is about. And while there are fights, I don't think you can call Seven Samurai an action film. It's a brilliant character drama that happens to conclude with perhaps the greatest action sequence ever put on film. None of which is to say that this is slow going. It features Kurosawa's distinctive blend of kinetic energy and total stillness. This is a masterpiece before we ever get near the action. The film tackles social issues, particularly of class. The samurai are so poor that they will work just for food, but they are samurai. Having hired them, the farmers distrust and resent them, but ultimately, this is about 7 very distinct characters coming together as professionals on a job. Most notably, Kanbei, played by Takashi Shimura, and Kikuchiyo, played by Toshiro Mifune, Kurosawa's 2 favourite actors, showcasing why they worked so well together. Shimura's Kanbei is a masterclass in restrained underplaying, while Kikuchiyo is Mifune turned up to 11, bursting with the unpredictable energy that drew Kurosawa to him in the first place. Despite a length of almost 3.5 hours, though that does include a brief musical interlude, it's remarkable how much Kurosawa leaves unsaid. This is all we are ever told of Kanbei's backstory, and yet we know exactly who he is. And the same is true for the rest of the 7. It is an underrated aspect of Kurosawa's filmmaking that he trusts his audience to interpret. The majority of the dialogue is functional, but the actions and expressions of the protagonists tell a deeper story and invests us in these men when we reach the sharp end. While I stand by my statement that this is not an action film, there's no shame in focusing on the brilliance of its action and of its structure as it hits the plot points and ups the ante. It's a masterclass in storytelling by action and in how to film action. And yet, while it is a masterclass seen by many, it's intriguing how few have grasped its lessons. These are not the flawless samurai of modern depiction who kill with a single blow every time. It's messy. Not every swing lands. Nor is this the digitally perfect balletic choreography of the modern fight scene. It's chaos! Particularly when rain gets involved, and nobody used rain on film like Kurosawa. Sometimes we are jostling alongside the farmers in their huts, straining to see what's going on, which is so much more exciting than having it presented. Kurosawa shot these climatic scenes with 3 cameras, editing by night during the shoot, capturing the ugly, clumsy, terrifying confusion of combat. Probably aided by the fact that the shoot itself was a nightmare, shot in near freezing temperatures and probably pretty dangerous. All of which is naturally covered in over 4 hours of special features, because if you're going to do this, do it properly. There's a career-spanning interview of Kurosawa by director Nagase Oshima, a Toho-produced documentary about the film featuring interviews with many involved, and an English-language documentary on samurai in Japanese art, history and culture. Small differences between the 2 releases. The BFI has scene analysis by critic Philip Kemp, and while Criterion sticks to their commentaries from previous releases, the BFI has a new one by Adrian Martin, who avoids the commentary trap of just name-checking everyone by focusing on the art and visual storytelling. It's an inevitably long commentary, but certainly puts in perspective how groundbreaking the camera work and scene direction were. The BFI Limited Edition also comes with an 80-page booklet of essays and reviews, double-sided poster and postcards. From its swan song score by the great Fumio Hayasaka to the extraordinary editing, Seven Samurai has the sort of stunning, visceral and above all engaging climax that every action film dreams of. But it's also a summation of the human drama, of the journey these men have been on, firmly rooted in the philosophy of Akira Kurosawa. It deserves every second of its runtime and every inch of its reputation. Thanks for watching. For more on this and all Kurosawa's films, please join us on Patreon or YouTube memberships to see our series 50 Weeks of Kurosawa. Are these the greatest action scenes ever filmed? Your thoughts in the comments below.